Welcome into Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast.
Where our obnoxious opinions are backed up by cherry-picked stats. Yeah.
I can't believe Bosa towards WC. Wait, that's the football.
That's a wrong
All
sport.
right,
It's wrong sport. Settle in. Welcome into Swing and a Miss, a baseball podcast. It's time for everyone to be very zen and calm as we talk about baseball.
No
What?
one.
Just kidding. This episode's going to be insane.
It's all about freaking out right now. There are about 10 teams right now that are totally fighting for their lives on a razor's edge of whether they are or are not going to be in October.
Welcome into
Ben had to prevent me from jumping off the upper deck at the Twins game.
I caught him.
Watching the Tigers results this weekend.
I caught him. This episode's going to be insane. We welcome everyone in. Welcome to episode 15. We are at the last 7 days of the regular season, and my goodness, we're watching some crazy races. And if anybody goes back to episode 14, there was one or 25% of this podcast that predicted both the AL and the NL wildcard races would be insane, and everyone else poo-pooed that person. I almost said who it was. So we'll not give that person credit at all. But let's jump right into it. Who wants to start?
Josh, do you want to talk about how you're feeling about your Tigers right now?
The floor is open, sir.
Okay, if you don't want to go, I can go.
Just hold on for a quick second.
Tyler's looking to jump on this.
For a quick second, everybody. I want everybody to take one very shallow, small breath. Okay, now we're good.
That was the Tigers' last gasp for air of this season. No, Tyler, I know you're chomping at the bit to talk some trash here. I do want to say I did have this prepared in my mind. I do want to issue an apology to Twins fans. Last year it was a lot of fun making fun of you all on that collapse. It was a great time, and boy, it benefited my Tigers, and it was fun making fun of you. And now that I'm on the flip side of that, let me just say, and Ben might cut this later, but this fucking sucks.
Expletive warning.
Earmuffs.
It's made watching baseball unfun for me for about a month now. So much so that I didn't even watch the Tigers this weekend against the Braves. I was keeping track of some scores. I barely even watched.
And just to jump in, I did not want the Braves to win this weekend. These wins mean nothing to me, to their season, nothing. So I preferred the Tigers to sweep the Braves. Made more sense. Made for Josh to not want to jump off the club level of Target Field. It was bad. It was real bad.
I'm not. See, you think that I wish ill upon the Tigers. I do not, because the downfall of the Tigers only means the rise of the Guardians, which I dislike a great deal. I do not like seeing.
That's what makes it hurt even more.
Boy, are
Right.
you guys going to be upset in a few minutes?
The Guardians still have one of the bottom 4 offenses in all of baseball. It's really Jose Ramirez and a whole bunch of other people that try real hard to play baseball. And hit the ball.
Try real hard.
Yeah,
It's Jose Ramirez and the power of friendship.
exactly. They're
That's an amazing
Their
band
starting
name.
pitching has been absolutely phenomenal in September. It was pretty good, not great, for the rest of the season.
Slightly above average.
And all the Guardians seem to do is produce relievers that refuse to allow you to get a hit. So if the Guardians' horribly impotent offense can score 2 runs and get that lead on you, they're just going to bring in the bullpen and crush all your hopes and dreams.
Well, that's also the case for anybody in September that plays against the Tigers. If you score 2 runs, you can go ahead and just call the game quits, because this offense has gone ahead and called the game quits. I think they've scored more than 1 run once in the last week, maybe twice.
They scored 2 against the Braves one night.
Yeah, 2.
Oh no, it was on Saturday.
Sunday.
It was on Saturday with 5
in the
5.
ninth inning in a game where we were down 7-0.
Yeah.
Whoop-de-doo.
Oh no, they were leading 5-4 going into the 9th.
No, that was a different game.
It was when we were at the Twins game. I thought it was Saturday.
Well, that was the one game.
Okay,
they
gotcha.
scored 2
Gotcha.
on Sunday in the ninth inning, down 7-0.
Yeah.
But Yeah, the offense has just decided, outside of Spencer Torkelson, who hit a huge home run in that game on Saturday that you were talking about, showed all of the emotion. He got into it. All props to Spencer Torkelson. That guy is clearly still caring. He's been hitting well. The whole rest of the team, and I hate to say it, Riley Green included, maybe even the most, just looks dead. They cannot hit, and
not even an all-star.
We'll get to this later because I know what we have coming up a little bit later, and I'll get a little bit more into the who's to blame and all that stuff when we have a conversation about them later. But it's bad. It hasn't been this bad. I think a lot of Tigers fans are feeling like this is worse than more embarrassing than 2019 when we won like 49 games.
Well, I'd like to point out again, I think it's still good to mention they still own the division.
For about 48 more hours till the Guardians beat them twice, take the tiebreaker, and a one-game lead.
Are they in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay.
We finished in Cleveland and in Boston.
We're
going 1-5 is a pipe dream at this point.
And the hard part about this is even if
I'm going to call 2-3 right now.
Even if Detroit,
that's not the correct math. 2-4.
That still misses the playoffs.
Even if Detroit rallies fourth and wins games, the problem is they're not going to be able to roll out Skubal in the wild card series because they're going to have to burn him on either Saturday or Sunday.
They rearranged their rotation so that he pitches. They moved him up a day to pitch tomorrow, and then that puts him in line to pitch Sunday as well. They rearranged it. They were having him not pitch Wednesday and then not pitch again, and now they moved him up so that he pitches Sunday.
However, there is one positive to the Tigers pitching rotation.
No, there's not.
You no longer have Charlie Morton as a deadweight.
Yeah,
he's back on my team somehow.
And you know what we did?
7 days left in the season.
We called up some guy that has an ERA over 10 instead, so it's not like that made a difference.
We've talked about ERA before and how it can be a misleading stat.
He's bad.
That's a good stat. That's a good stat.
He's objectively bad. We just shuffled one bad pitcher out for another bad pitcher.
I personally think the Tigers are going to hang in there. Sorry.
I do too.
Remember,
look, this is the one and only time maybe that I'll look you guys in the eyes and say, I hope I'm wrong and I hope you're right. But
wait, this is the only time you'll do that?
Yeah, no, I always hope you're wrong. And 90% of the time, I get my wish.
Now, you probably remember 2006 when they went to the World Series.
Yeah.
They faltered very much towards the end of that year, going into the postseason, and then rallied and went to the World Series. So
I still believe. I still believe once they get in, I still think they have one of the best rosters to make it to the World Series. I personally do believe that. You don't have to agree with me.
I think they do if they collectively remember how to hit.
It's also entirely possible that right now the Tigers are going to face Cleveland, and then the Tigers will face the Red Sox. The Red Sox, their next series is against Toronto. So if Toronto handles their business, keeps New York at bay from taking over the division.
We're facing the White Sox, so
yeah, so they want to hold pace. The Toronto Blue Jays do have a 2-game lead right now. They've got the season series, so it's essentially a 3-game lead. If they're able to handle business against the Red Sox may be so beaten down and out of it that they'll roll over for the Tigers. So you've got that to hope on.
Well, one of the fun things about where we're at in the season right now is we have a lot of connections that are fans of different teams. So I thought it would be fun for this episode to talk to a handful of people in the cities that are right now in playoff position. So one thing that I want to do is talk to a handful of those individuals and get their perspective, because the four of us can sit here and talk till we're blue in the face about the Tigers are going to do this, the Cubs are going to do this, the Mariners are going to do this, and so on and so forth. But I think it's really important to talk to some people that are on the ground and in those cities. So the first person that we're going to bring into the show today is none other than Josh's dad, Alan. Alan, my friend, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. How are you doing?
We're doing great. We are just sitting here. We're sitting here talking about the weekend's results in with the Tigers, and really wanted to bring you in as a lifelong Tiger fan and get your perspective on what you think this team's going to do in the playoffs. Should they make it? Do you think they're going to make the playoffs? And really, what are your overall feelings right now?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to be positive at the moment. But baseball is a really funny and unpredictable game. And inferior teams beat superior teams all the time. And hot and cold turns on a dime. So it doesn't feel great right now. They got to get it together, obviously. But you never know. I mean, baseball is so unpredictable.
Hey, Dad, I got a question for you. This is unscripted right here. Ben's got some scripted questions to ask. I've got an unscripted one. In baseball, generally, is it important that when you get guys on base that you knock them in to score runs?
It is definitely helpful.
Okay, can you make a call down to the AJ Hinch in the dugout and remind them that I was just talking about how on Sunday, in the first 3 innings, the Tigers got their first 2 hitters of the inning on base and scored 0 runs. So I think that they've forgotten that the point is not getting a guy on base, but in fact getting them to score. So if you can make that call for us, that would be great, because I think they've forgotten that.
I do remember A.J. Hinch as a player, and he wasn't all that good at that then either. So.
Fair enough.
That's a good point. So, Alan, as a Tigers fan watching this team from the Metro Detroit area, when you think about if they make the playoffs, and I personally do believe they're going to make the playoffs. We just went through this, and I think they're still going to make it. I still think they're going to win the division. If they get into the playoffs as the divisional winner, what's something that the Tigers do well that you think is going to really bode well for them in the playoffs?
They throw a Scoople out there every 5th day. That's what they do well.
Yeah, that's not a bad answer.
That's not a small advantage in the playoffs, is to have somebody who's, just a tremendous ace. It doesn't mean you're going to win those games. We saw Verlander struggle in the playoffs in the past, and you just never know. But having somebody like a Scooble is just so important in the playoffs.
Hi, Alan. This is Nels.
Good.
As a Giants fan, I can attest watching Madison Bumgarner drag his team kicking and screaming to a championship about 10 years ago that you are right. Scooble can absolutely do the same for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they do best. But if they make it to the playoffs, if they win their division, that means they have to win at least 2 out of 3 against Cleveland. And it would indicate that they've righted the ship some. And, their relievers have to step up. And obviously, as Josh said, they've got to get some more clutch hitting. They're not that they're hitting that poorly as much as they're just not getting the big hit in the big moment right now. And that's just how baseball goes sometimes.
Yeah, I think it would be very helpful if Riley Green remembers that putting the ball in play is an objective. I can't even really comprehend how many times I've seen him, or really anybody else on this team lately, come up in a situation where we need to move runners over to get them into scoring position at the very least. They're just put a ball in play and strike out. They're striking out so much that they're really good at taking walks. They drive pitch counts up, they get on base by taking walks, and then they get stranded because nobody can move them over, because being on base means nothing because they strike out all the time.
Yeah, that seems to be a lost art in baseball. That was something, when I was growing up and later, that was just such a big part of the game. If you had a guy at second base with nobody out, you hit the ball to the right side of the infield. You got that guy to third. And, maybe you'd squeeze it through for a hit, maybe you won, but at least you got the guy to third. And I don't see a lot of that. I don't even see that from other teams when the Tigers are playing. It's kind of almost a lost art. And the Tigers have been just horrible at it. Absolutely horrible.
Well, Alan, that kind of leads into another question that I was going to ask you. And you brought something up that I think is pretty prevalent in baseball today, and that's small ball is kind of disappearing at the major league level. Do you think if the Tigers could get back to maybe a little bit of small ball fundamental, just putting the ball where they're not, that bodes well for them should they get into the playoffs?
Yeah, it does help, and it does seem to get the rest of the game going. They do have some good power, and you don't want to get away from what you do well, and you don't want your big bangers doing that. That's not what you want Torkelson doing or something, but they got a lot of guys that they've got to get better fundamentally. They got to be situational. They were most of the year until recently. They were great at running the bases. I think they led the league. I don't know how they calculate this stuff.
Yeah.
But they were leading the leagues in going from first to third on singles. And
They
stuff
were,
like
yeah.
that. And it makes a big difference because that's when you get your sacrifice flies, and that's when you get your cheap runs. And you got to have some cheap runs. You need a big bop here and there too. But if you're never getting any cheap runs and it's all or nothing, there's going to be some days you get nothing.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing that I've noticed greatly in this decline in the last month is one of the things that made them the best team in baseball for 3 months of the season was that they were great on the bases. They were very good defensively. They didn't make mental mistakes. They kind of kept everything in front of them, and they did everything in a smart and clean way. And I've watched that deteriorate over the last month. The amount of times I have seen, particularly Wenzel Perez has been one of our best base runners on this team for a couple years now. He's just making mistakes all over the field. He's getting picked off. He's running into outs on the bases. Torkelson the other day on a ball that was blocked in the dirt gets thrown out at second in a big moment where we needed runners on base and not getting more outs. It just seems like we're doing all the fundamental things that made them the gritty Tigers last year to get to the playoffs. And what made us the best team in baseball for the first half of this season has all kind of deteriorated. We've lost that touch of just being a very fundamentally sound, smart team.
Yeah, that's what happens when you're pressing.
Yeah.
And you're trying to make something happen when the situation doesn't really allow it.
Yeah.
You have to let the game come to you. You can't always force things. You have to take the situations as they come, look for your advantages when you get them, but don't try to do something miraculous because these guys the other team can play too. And Cleveland's got some good arms in the outfield, and they made some really, really good plays. And
Stephen Kwan. God, I hate Stephen Kwan. Yeah, and so the one last thing that I kind of want to touch on before I turn it back over to Ben to wrap things up with you here is speaking about pressing things. I want to put some blame. Like, it's very easy. The Tigers trade deadline, it's not even, hindsight is 2020. The trade deadline was a disaster. We didn't do anything. We knew that we were playing well, but we had a lot of deficiencies to address, and they did virtually nothing. We got Kyle Finnegan, who has been phenomenal, and that's it. We got a couple corpses of pitchers. Charlie Morton and Chris Paddock, and, Paul Sewald, who made his first appearance because he was hurt for 2 months, and then got hit and all that kind of stuff. But I'm really starting to assign a lot of blame to AJ Hinch here. Speaking about pressing and forcing things, and we've talked about this many times before. You heard me blow up in the car on the way here for today. AJ Hinch needs to stop with this crap about pressing with not having lefties hit lefties and not having righties hit righties and always pinch hitting in those situations, because I don't care that Jace Young hits left-handed. He's batting a $106. He's hitting 106. I said he can't hit a fifth grader right now. I don't care what side of the plate he swings from. He doesn't need to be pinch hitting in any game. Andy Ibanez does not need to be playing in any game right now. He's supposed to be a lefty specialist for hitting lefties. He can't hit lefties. The only one that's hitting with any splits is Jahmai Jones. And I'll give you Jahmai Jones. But all the other guys on this roster that he's playing, it's so forced. And that's the other thing where I think it's pressing, where he's trying so hard to play these numbers and to press these splits that there's no real game feel. You're taking out guys that are 3 for 4 because you don't want Parker Meadows facing a lefty in the 8th inning. And then you put in, a dude who couldn't hit our slow pitch softball team.
I don't know that there was a question in there, but
it's just the last thing. It was just going off of him talking about that's what happens when you're pressing, and it feels like bad decisions are being made. There's no game feel anymore.
Sure,
we're not playing smart. We're playing.
I get you.
Scared.
So, Alan, I'll kind of wrap up this interview with one last question that I want the table to answer before we get to you, as the Metro Detroit resident and Tigers fan right now. How do we feel? Do the Tigers make the playoffs, Tyler?
Yes.
Josh?
No.
Nels?
Yes.
I think they do. Alan, what say you?
Wow. All the non-Detroiters are saying yes, and the Detroiters are saying no. What does it tell you about sports?
That's because they don't have to painstakingly watch these games and want to stab their eyes out with a pair of scissors for the last month.
None of us root for crap teams. You're right. So, Alan, you're in the boat of no?
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
Because I have to. You just have to.
Hey, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
The question was playoffs too, not.
I just said playoffs.
Said playoffs.
Because I still think even if they don't win the division, yes, Jim Mora. I think even if they make even if they don't win their division, I still think they make the wild card.
It would take Houston collapsing too.
Houston is collapsing.
I know, but Houston plays Oakland.
Well, Alan, we really appreciate your perspective. Thank you for joining us. We will see you in a couple weeks, my friend, okay?
I can't wait. See everybody.
Take care.
You too.
Bye. Thanks, Dad.
You bet.
For what it's worth, the Tigers did go 4-2 against Houston, so they own that tiebreaker.
I also think that
actually important.
Houston finishes the season with the Athletics and the Angels.
Yeah.
And I feel like there's going to be a lot of motivation from the little brothers of the AL West to try to beat up on the big brother and knock them down a peg.
I hope so, and I will say, well, first of all, the A's dominate the Tigers. In the last decade, I think the A's have like an 800 winning percentage against the Tigers, but we did go out there and play against Sacramento in that ballpark. It's a hard place to win. They hit really well there.
Oh, that's so gross.
I know. I know it is,
Sacramento.
but they're playing good ball.
Well, shout out to Alan. Thank you for the perspective. It's hard to be objective right now when your team is in a free fall. I get it. We've all been there with our teams,
won
not just
5 games in the month of September, and here we are on the 22nd of the month.
Hey man. We've all been there with our teams, whether it's baseball, hockey, football, basketball, soccer. It doesn't matter. We've all been there at one point or another.
We're here for you going through this catharsis.
Go Lions, baby.
They also hold the tiebreaker
that's a
over
different
the Red
podcast.
Sox.
And
That's also good to know too, that there is some benefit to playing so well early in the year and getting those matchups early in the year.
As of now, of course, they have to play the Red Sox again.
Sure.
Still, but they're 3-0, so
well,
it's a tie, and then I don't know what happens.
I believe it goes into interdivisional.
it goes into interdivisional record. Yes.
So congrats on having the White Sox in your division.
Yeah.
And the Twins! Don't forget about them!
Yeah, I think we've owned our division this year outside of Cleveland. And even Cleveland, we're like 50-50. Yep.
So this has been a really good first phone interview. If you couldn't tell, Alan was on the phone. He's not in studio. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back. I think we're back recording.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we're back recording.
All right.
Hey, everybody.
Excellent.
Hey, that is what we're here for.
Hey, everybody.
They're hearing everything we're saying.
Baby Ruth. All right, kids. Our next guest is not going to be somebody from a fan base in the American League. It's going to be someone from the National League.
That narrows it down to 15 teams.
It's amazing how you do math. All right, so
Better
here,
than you.
man, if anyone's listened to all 15 episodes of this podcast, they know I can't do math. So here's the thing. We've had a Tigers fan on. We've listened to their perspective. Now we're going to bring on a fan of who my World Series pick is to talk about their team. That's a fan of the Chicago Cubs.
He's a Cubby.
Yeah, he's a Cubby.
Oh, I know who this is.
So Jake, my friend, welcome to the podcast. How are you, sir?
Hey guys, I'm good. How are you?
Never mind, I didn't know. What up, Jake?
Who'd you think I was bringing on?
Big Alex, isn't he a...
Oh, he is a Cubs fan.
fan?
Yeah. Sorry, Big Alex, if you're listening. We should have brought you on.
Well,
with Jake.
We had him on as our meteorologist.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jake, welcome to the pod.
Sorry, Jake. That sounded so rude. I apologize.
We'll take as many Cubbies as we can get.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us. We really want to talk to some fan bases that are solidified in their playoff spots and also those that are currently in playoff spots. And the Cubs have solidified their playoff position. They're going to be most likely the number one wild card spot. I don't think the Padres can Padres probably...
No,
They're
the
five
Cubs are
back.
pretty well locked
They're
in.
5 back with 6
They
left.
they can, but if the Cubs don't play the rest of the games.
Mathematically, they can,
Yeah.
but logistically, the Cubs are locked in
Yeah.
at 1.
So, Jake, give us your feelings as a Cubs fan. What do you think about their potential first-round matchup? What do you feel about their chances in the playoffs? And just give us your overall feeling right now.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it felt great to clinch a playoff berth, first time in 5 years. It was great seeing Ian Happ get emotional about it. He's the longest tenured Cub. For the new guys, it'll just be fantastic, postseason experience. So it was great for them to clinch. I'm not going to lie, though, recency bias, we just lost 4 straight to the Reds. So
yes.
My feelings about postseason are now, I guess, slightly less than when we clinched, but hopefully we're resting some guys to just get ready. But I think overall it's great.
Do you think that the sweep by the Reds had anything to do with the fact that they've clinched already?
I'm hoping so.
Okay.
To be honest, it was more or less the same that I've seen throughout the year, where we just seem to lose weird games. We seem to lose, I think, close games. I was just, looking over, what could we possibly do to win some series in the playoffs. I think if we keep games close like we have all year, I think the Cubs have maybe an MLB high, 33 games that are decided by one score.
It's been a lot.
Yeah, and they're about 500 though out of those 33 games. If we steal some more one-score games, we could make a run.
Hey Jake, this is Tyler. So if you're manager of the Cubs, game 1 of the playoffs, who are you having take the bump? Are you going with Shota or are you going with the young kid, Cade Horton?
I was going to say, if Horton hasn't started a recent game, you have to go with the hot hand.
I think that you are in a position that you can line up the rotation any way that you choose. So I think that you're going to see some starts get skipped because I don't see the Cubs doing anything but finishing in that top wild card position.
You're probably right. So, Jake, as a Cubs fan who's watched this team this year, is there something that when you watch their style of play that you think translates to the postseason, that you think puts them in a better position to win than maybe, say, the Padres or the Reds or even the Dodgers?
Yeah, I think the Cubs right now, at least from what I've seen, they're not spectacular on any front, but that doesn't mean they're also bad. They could use pitching could be great one day, hitting could be great, just getting on base. We could pull any one of our tools out of our toolbox. That could be what we end up using to win games. So I think we can just be very flexible with whatever team we end up playing, whatever day, whatever condition.
I'm just hoping that for the postseason that we get a healthy Kyle Tucker and a healthy Seiya Suzuki, because I think between those two players, even if you don't get what we're expecting to get out of Pete Crow Armstrong with the start he had to the season, just a little bit more offense, I think, makes the Cubs exceptionally dangerous.
Yep.
Yeah, couldn't agree more. Health of players hasn't been an issue all year, and suddenly we have a lot of folks that are struggling. So hoping to get as many people back as we can.
Yeah, and that's one of the nice things being where the Cubs are in their, in the standings, is that not only do you really kind of have a chance to set your rotation, but you can give guys breaks that they need. Nobody has to go out there that's nursing an injury, but has to keep going out there because you got to get the wins. You can rest some guys that are, dealing with a little bit of ailments of a long season. So they're really, sitting pretty when it comes to teams that are going to have to play on wild card weekend. Obviously Brewers and the Phillies are in a nice spot because they get a bye, but in terms of having to play on a wild card weekend, Cubs are in a pretty good spot for that.
Yeah, totally agree. And my expectation is let's win a series, get the young guys some postseason experience, and worst case, reload for next year.
Hey Jake, this is Nels here, and you got the Mets coming up. They are fighting for their lives for a playoff spot right now. Cubs are pretty much locked in where they're going to be. How do you feel about the idea out there that the Cubs should do their best and put their best foot forward to beat the Mets instead of resting up their players for the playoff run?
Yeah, it's a tough spot, especially when you play a team that is trying to make the playoffs, and other teams that are trying to make the playoffs who aren't playing the Cubs and possibly resting players are looking at it from the outside looking in and what are we doing? you have to do what's best for your team. I wouldn't be surprised if we give some folks a rest if that means that the Mets steal a couple games. We're not chasing a division win. We're just trying to keep a wild card spot. If that's all we end up doing, that's okay with me as a fan.
And the teams that hate to hear that the most are the Diamondbacks and the Reds, who are right there fighting with the
Right.
Mets, where it's like the last thing they want is a team that's kind of looking more towards, prepping themselves for the playoffs as opposed to giving everything they've got there.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting to watch, not just from a Cubs perspective, but from the NL wildcard race of the three teams within a game for that last spot.
Yeah. So, Jake, we did this with our last guest, and I think it's a great way to wrap up the interview. We're going to go around the table, and now that we know that the Cubs have locked up a playoff spot, we did this with the Tigers before with our last guest, and obviously the Tigers have not locked it up. So instead of will they make the playoffs, Tyler, I want to know, how far do the Cubs go in the playoffs?
The Cubs are going to win their wild card round.
Okay.
But unfortunately, they will not advance.
They're not going to the World Series.
They're not even advancing to the NLCS.
Okay.
They're losing in the division series.
Okay. Josh?
So if they win their wild card series, they'd be lined up against the Brewers, I believe, which would make for a great brawl of the NL Central.
That'd be a great series.
I know the Brewers have the best record in baseball. I know they went on an absolute heater. I don't have the belief until I see a Brewers team actually play well in the postseason. I don't have that belief in them. I think that they'll get to the NLCS, and then once you get there, who knows what would happen. But
that's what we're asking.
Yeah, I would have them losing in the NLCS,
okay,
but in like a 6-7 game series, like a dog fight of a series.
Okay.
And then looking at the AL, I think whoever comes out of the NL is winning the World Series. So they'll have a dog fight in the NLCS, and if I don't have them coming out of that, but if they do, I think that they win the World Series at that point.
Fair enough. Nelson?
Man, it is tough with that first matchup being likely Brewers-Cubs.
Yep.
Because those two and probably the Phillies are your likely NLCS, two of those three.
Yep.
And one of them's getting knocked out immediately. I will say Cubs make it to the NLCS.
Okay. I'm still sticking with my World Series prediction. I'm going Cubs-Mariners, and Cubs are my World Series pick. Jake, what say you?
Yeah, I think we win the wild card, but lose the heartbreaker Game 7 to the Brewers
Oof.
in the next round.
Oof. Heartbreaker in the next round. That sucks.
Hey, at least you got your World Series in 16.
Yeah. I'll be wearing that hat for sure, but yeah, I think we still have a long way to go.
Fair enough. Well, Jake, my friend, we really appreciate the time. We appreciate your insight as a Cubs fan, and we're looking forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. Okay, man?
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, just real quick, I think I speak for all Cubs fans living in Detroit when I say you guys are doing a great job with the podcast, so keep up the good work. And
Oh.
thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jake.
We really appreciate that, man. For all you Cubs fans in Detroit, thank you so much for your patronage and for listening to us. And Jake, we appreciate your insight, and we'll talk soon. Okay, man?
Sounds good. Go Cubs, go.
Yeah. Take care.
Thanks, Jake. What a wonderful guy.
Really is. And I know enough Cubs fans that I know they get a lot of crap. I don't know why. I understand that Wrigley has become like a mecca of like.
It's because they won 108 years
No,
without a World Series.
no,
but it feels
it's
like
not-
that should have turned after they won.
It's not even that. Like, a lot of people crap on Wrigley Field, even though it's a mecca for baseball, but like they crap on the people that go there because it is like a mecca to like the dumb people around the country who want to go to a baseball game.
Bleachers.
I understand.
I think it's because because Wrigley is just a place to go and have fun. So the knock against Cubs fans is that you don't know all the stats, you don't know all the plays.
What's the score?
You're just there to
Drink
enjoy,
old style.
enjoy summer, enjoy
Oh,
old
no.
style.
People going to a sporting event to have fun?
Yeah.
The horror!
Yeah, I mean, I don't really believe in the whole fair weather fan thing. I think that if you want to go out and enjoy a baseball game, that is your right as an American or Canadian.
Hell yeah.
And
Canadian.
No, they've got a team in Canada.
I know. I
Canada.
just wasn't expecting the or Canadian.
Or Canadian.
Yeah, actually, Blue Jays fans, sorry, you have no rights to enjoy baseball.
Blue Jays fans, you also get to enjoy a baseball game, and you don't need to know everything about it in order to do so.
It's only Montreal that no longer has the right to enjoy baseball.
Ooh, all right, who's excited for the Montreal Expos documentary on Netflix?
Yeah, that should be
Yes.
Me.
Yeah,
Yes.
I will be tuned in for sure.
I'll be super excited
I
to
think
watch
it's all in
that.
French, so I'm not going to be able to understand.
Well, they have subtitles now.
Yeah.
It's 2025.
A lot of reading.
Parlez-vous Expo?
That feels wrong. So I still like the Cubs. I might be stupid.
Here's the thing.
I mean, you are, but
So
I might be stupid for that take, is what I should have said.
my weekend, I started off. I said, "Boy, oh boy, oh boy! I'm real excited for this Mariners-Astros series.
Tyler's Betorama?
I am going to enjoy all of it." I was listening to it on the radio on a drive up to the Northlands, and then I was watching the game on the television Sunday evening, and the Mariners just decided that it was time to not let the Astros have any fun whatsoever.
Beat the hell out of them.
Like, none of the games were close. Like, I know one ended as 6-4, but that was on the back of a grand slam on the Astros to take it from 6-0 to 6-4. It was not close at all.
Nope.
They just knocked them around in their own home park, and you're all about the Cubs right now. I am a full-fledged Mariners fan.
Hey, man.
I want them to win it all.
Hey, man, wearing the Mariners cap tonight, I still think the Mariners win the AL. I still believe that.
if one team out of the AL, like I said when we were talking about the Cubs and stuff, I think whoever comes out of the NL wins the World Series. But if a team wins the World Series out of the AL, it's going to be the Mariners. Their offense has been on fire, which is great. Their starting rotation, I mean, it's everything you want from a playoff baseball team. Their starting rotation is nails.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, I like the Mariners.
cool. On to the next one.
All right. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with our last interview for a playoff contender. And we're back. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us so far. It's time for our last guest. I want to do the NPR voice this whole interview.
Go for it.
I think that would be fun to do the
The
NPR.
sweaty balls voice.
Well, I gotta get right up close to here if I'm gonna do the sweaty balls. No, we're not gonna do that for this entire interview. But our last guest for this week is, unfortunately for Josh, and what I imagine is Tyler.
Oh, kick him out. If the Guardians fan, out, I'm done.
No, you're gonna be nice and you're gonna talk to this
conduct
person.
this interview
No,
without
you're gonna conduct this interview just fine because you've met this individual. And Robert, how are you, sir? Thank you for being a part of this podcast.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me on. Can everybody hear me all right?
We can.
Unfortunately.
Loud and clear.
What's up, Josh?
Can we start this off with a hearty, I hate Stephen Kwan, man. That dude he won't let us have anything.
We can't have nice things because of Stephen
Oh
Kwan.
my god, that dude is the new generation of Tiger Killer, my man. He's so good in the outfield, too.
He really is. Rob, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us tonight. We appreciate it. So one of the things that we're doing in this episode is we're talking to individuals that are fans of individual teams that are right now in a playoff position or have secured a playoff spot. And as you know, the Guardians are in a dogfight for this divisional race with the Tigers, even though a month ago, what were they, 11, 12 games out? Something like that?
15. They had a 15-game lead.
It was
My goodness.
11 to start September, I believe.
Okay. So we're coming into the last 7 days of the season. What do you feel right now as a Guardians fan as it pertains to your team making the playoffs? Not necessarily winning the division, but making the playoffs.
That is one thing where I will go out on a limb and say I feel good about it. I will leave it to you all, the greater baseball minds, to go through the scenarios. But I think, big picture is if they have a good week they're in, You just hope that this isn't the moment where everybody exhales, steps off the gas, whatever cheesy coach speak metaphor you want to use. I feel good about the various scenarios as far as making the playoffs go. If I feel good about one thing.
Hey, this is Nels here. I just double checked. Cleveland owns the tiebreaker over Houston. Do not own the tiebreaker over Boston. They currently own the tiebreaker over the Tigers. Of course, they have 3 more to play there.
Yep.
And the tiebreaker with the Tigers will only matter if Detroit takes 2 out of 3 this
They have to
weekend.
sweep.
No, I'm saying if the Tigers take 2 out of 3, there's a good chance they tie. If there's anything worse than that, then Cleveland's running away with it, and the tiebreaker won't even matter.
So Rob, when you look at this Guardians roster, if they were to make the playoffs, whether that's winning the division or making the wild card, what do you think is the most impactful part of this roster that you think lends to a deep playoff run, or even just a first series win?
Other than the power of friendship.
Other than the power of friendship.
Indeed. So I think the biggest difference, I think you have to answer that question, you have to look back a few weeks. It's mid to late summer. We're thinking, hey, we want to get one thing out of this season as an organization. Big chunk of July doesn't go well. Lose Clase, lose Ortiz. Let's call up Parker Messick and go to a 6-man rotation.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, in the month of September, they have a 1.3 ERA, which that doesn't feel sustainable, but the way that they are pitching right now, if there is in the universe where the postseason Guardians are a success story, it's that, Tanner Bybee found his groove. He's talking about how they're all trying to throw FU fastballs, just, it's just the idea of don't worry about that hitter in front of you. Start with the fastball that you want to throw, and then build that strategy, that pitching repertoire around that. And all of a sudden, Tanner Bybee is pitching the way that we hoped he would. Gavin Williams has been consistent, and Parker Messick, whose facial expression constantly looks like he's having a digestive problem. He's having a great September. So it's everything about the starting pitching in the world where they're successful. It's not that they sustain a 1.3 combined team ERA the rest of the way, but they're still doing really good.
So can we all agree then that clearly their problems were Clase's fault? He's obviously throwing games, and he shouldn't be allowed back in the bullpen for Cleveland ever again, right? That's clearly what's happening here.
That doesn't feel like that's what he says.
He said since Clase's gone, a 1.3 ERA. Can we all just agree Clase's the problem? Let's ship him out.
Just move
and
on.
then we never have to see him again.
Just move on to Tyler's question.
I mean, maybe they just made enough money at the first half of the season on their bets that they can go and try to win games in the second half. Okay, who do you got lining up first game? Skubal versus Gavin Williams. Who's winning that game?
Ooh.
Now you're getting into real baseball questions.
No, this is just your gut. This is your heart. No one's going to be right.
Well,
someone
will be right.
There will be an objective right and
Not
wrong
like
here.
any of us have got a crystal ball.
No.
Yeah, I mean, Gavin Williams, you just, as a Guardians fan right now, you can't help but keep feeling the good vibes.
All right, game 2. Jack Flaherty versus Tanner Bybee. Who do you got?
What are you putting these together on the fly?
Ooh, Tanner Bybee. I'm feeling,
Oh no, they just took the series, Josh.
I'd go with Bybee too.
Hey, we've been over this earlier when my dad was on. Everybody at this table picked the Tigers to win the division still. I did not. So you're looking at me like oh, the Guardians win the series. I'm telling you, that's what's going to happen.
We're not talking about.
That's what's going to happen.
What we're talking about right now is who makes the playoffs. That's what we're
well,
talking.
he's talking about this series with Detroit and
Well, that's fair.
I still find it hard that the Tigers will lose the Scooble start and lose the Flares.
Well, Scooble will go.
I take
Bibee.
I take Bibee.
Scooble will go 8, give up 2 hits, no runs, strike out 14, and then the Tigers lose in the 9th because we are still tied 0-0, and somebody out of the pen gives up 4.
Do you think it's going to be a bunt double from Stephen Kwan?
Whatever happens, if it's bad for the Tigers, it'll be Stephen Kwan's fault.
Like they'll do an ultimate shift on him, leave the whole of left field open, and he just bunts it down the line.
Stephen Kwan, sponsor the podcast.
No, don't.
We take his money.
Oregon State Beavers, please sponsor the podcast.
Yeah.
Fine. I will hate him less if he gives us money.
So Rob, tell us this. You've told us what this team does well. What does this team do poorly, or maybe less than amazing, that you are concerned about going into a potential playoff run?
Offense and almost all of it. I mean, this is a team that I want to say a significant chunk of the season, but certainly at one point in the season had the lowest team batting average in Major League Baseball. In the month of September, I looked this up because I was curious, thinking about coming on the podcast. Like, in the month of September, their team batting average is 248, which puts them, I don't know, somewhere around the middle.
Woof.
But they are batting 337 with runners in scoring position.
That'll flip.
The opposite of the Tigers. They get a guy on and they actually make sure he gets home.
Highly sustainable.
That'll flip the script quite a bit.
They have scored, it's something obscene. I might be making this up, but it might be something like 2/3 of their runs over this month, last couple of weeks or something like that, have been with 2 outs.
Wow.
I mean, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars to play a children's game for 6 months out of the year, and it's not like they step up to bat and think, oh, there's nobody on base, so I'm just going to mail this one in. My night's going to be a lot more fun if I just don't try this.
The anti-one, so.
I hate to break this to you, but virtually nobody on the Cleveland Guardians is making millions of dollars. I think it's Jose Ramirez, and maybe that's it. I don't know if anyone else is actually gotten paid.
That's a fair point. So we're doing this with all our guests, Rob, and we appreciate your perspective and giving us an insight into the local Guardian scene. But we're going around the table and giving. First of all, do we think the Guardians make the playoffs, Tyler?
I hope not.
You hope not? Okay.
I hope not.
Okay.
I don't want to watch a team that can't.
But do you think they will?
No.
No.
I don't.
Okay.
No.
Josh?
I'm going to stay consistent. As much as I don't want it to happen, because if that happens, the Tigers don't. There's no universe where Cleveland makes the playoffs and the Tigers don't at this point.
Okay.
With 3 of the last 6 against each other.
Okay.
Whoever the voodoo lady is that keeps pulling the strings for this Cleveland team that has a -9 run differential on the year,
They've
and 12
been-
games over 500.
They've improved that quite a bit.
She's still pulling the strings, and they're going to win the division. They're going to be the 3 seed, and they will play Houston in the first round.
Okay.
I'm revising my answer because I believe so little in Houston, and obviously I don't see the Rangers coming up from the dregs.
No, they're 5 back with 6
Well, we're going to talk about that here in a minute.
And so, yes, I think the Guardians are making it into the postseason.
So yes
but
for
as
you.
a wild card.
As a wild card, and they're going to do it all again against the Tigers.
Okay. Yes for you. Yes for Josh. Nels?
I'm going to say no. I
Okay.
don't think they make it. I can't bet against Houston. They are the Kansas City Chiefs of baseball. They just find a way to pull all their BS together at the right time.
Fair enough.
I can't see them not making the playoffs. So I already said Tigers are in. and there's got to be an odd team out, and that's the Guardians.
Fair enough. I think the Guardians win the division and the Tigers still make the playoffs. So that's where my interesting pick comes in. Rob, what say you? Do the Guardians make the playoffs?
They make the playoffs. I don't know about after that.
After that,
The magic may run out from Jobu.
what is it like, Rob? Honestly, what is it like being a Guardians fan? Do you just watch games and be like, don't know how that worked out, but I sure am glad? Like, what happens?
Pretty much every night, honestly. Absolutely.
And my other question is, how much longer is this garbage going to continue where you spend $5 and somehow churn out a playoff team?
Potentially a long time.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, right?
The other shoe's got to drop eventually, right?
Not really, because the Mets ownership continues to spend $300 million and can't win anything.
They're idiots. You can be consistently an idiot. It's very hard to be consistently on top of things and being smart in sports.
The Twins and the White Sox are not stopping them in 2026.
Fair enough. Rob, we greatly appreciate your time, your insight. Thank you so much for being on the podcast. Any final thoughts?
Thanks for having me on. You guys have a great night.
All right, we'll see you, man.
Thanks for joining us, Rob, even if you are a Guardians fan. We appreciate you.
See you, man.
Later, guys.
All right, we'll take one final break, and then we're going to get back into the meat of this playoff race. And we're back. Thank you to Alan and Jake and Rob for joining us. These were our first phone interviews, so hopefully they sounded okay and no one hated their perspective. If you did,
will say everybody sounded like a pro.
If you did hate their perspective, please send all your hate mail to nelsnelson@gmail.com. I don't know if that's your actual email.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah, well, we'll find it eventually. All right, kids, we have a really, really special segment coming up where Josh admits he was wrong. So I want to everyone sit down in your chairs. If you're listening at home, sit down. If you're in your car, pull over. We don't want you to wreck. Josh, tell the listening audience why you were wrong.
No.
Nope.
Have this incorrect.
Oh, you want it to be better for me? Tell them how I was right.
Yes. It is not that I was wrong. That is not what I'm here to admit. I am here because I always say credit where credit is due. Good thoughts on the Reds, man. They came all the way back. I did not think that they were going to have it in them to do that, and you've been on that not just recently, but for a long time. You've been on that, and look, there's still 6 games to go. They're all tied. They may still miss the playoffs, but I got to give credit where credit's due. They're tied for the last spot now. They are, as of right now, they are in a playoff spot, I believe, with the tiebreaker. So,
and they own the tiebreaker.
Credit where credit's due. I will take this opportunity to be a man and say, Ben, good pick.
And that will be our last podcast ever.
And, I mean, the Reds
Thank you.
do have a pretty easy path. Like
They got 3 against the Pirates, but they end with 3 at the Brewers.
Yes, and the Brewers will have absolutely nothing.
They'll have
to
the
play
1 seed
for.
locked up already.
But we don't know what the Brewers will do, whether they'll try or not. We don't know yet.
It's not that they're not going to try,
You know what I mean.
but you're not getting their best pitching.
I don't think so.
You're not anyone who's got a hangnail is sitting out that game and just resting and making
Speaking
sure
of
that
which, I
they're
just
good
tore a thumbnail off. That
for
hurt.
the playoffs. Now, because the Brewers do have a first round bye, maybe they're not as apt to have everyone rest. Maybe there's their best bullpen arm or their best starting pitcher who doesn't want to have that much time off and decides that they want to make a go of it. But really, these are going to be as important as spring training games to the Brewers, so it wouldn't surprise me if they don't roll out the A squad.
I can see that. The only other team we really haven't hit on that we need to are the Mariners. Boy, my goodness. This team. Who wants to start?
I'll start, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the Mariners, but a little about a specific player as well.
We should.
In an award race.
Yep.
Like I said at the end of our discussion with Jake, if an American League team were to win the World Series this year, it's the Mariners. They have the pitching for it. Their pitching staff is phenomenal. And when that offense is clicking, man, it's clicking. They can score some runs, which is, if you go back to our very first podcast, that was our question. The Mariners' pitching is great, but will they be able to score enough runs? I think they've quieted that down.
Yeah, I think
57
so.
home runs from Cal Raleigh really helps.
If we go back to that first episode, I did say Cal Raleigh would hit 57 home runs this year.
Oh, okay. Well,
So-
I think
Exactly.
we need to check the tapes on that.
No, it's in there. Go ahead and look at it. It's there.
But I also do want to use
See,
this.
stop it right now with 1 week left. He's not hitting any more.
I also do want to use this time as a plea to all of the MVP voters who do not listen to this podcast and do not give
I don't know if a lot of
any
them watch
care
baseball.
to my opinions.
Good point, Nels.
But I know that there's a lot of people out there that are like, Judge is still the MVP. All of his numbers are better. And if you look just purely at numbers statistically, Judge is having a better offensive year. I'm pretty sure I said this on a different podcast, but I want to stress this again. There's years where, yes, the statistics dictating an award is fine. I feel like there needs to be an extra emphasis on historical seasons.
Yeah,
And
no
while
kidding.
Aaron Judge may be having a technically better offensive season statistically, Cal Raleigh just passed Mickey Mantle for the most home runs all time by a switch hitter in a single season. That is not even taking into account that he blew away now by 8 home runs, the most for a primary catcher in a season.
Is that good?
when
Just a bit.
we spoke the last time, had he passed
No.
the catching record?
No.
Okay,
I
so
don't think so.
since we last spoke, most home runs as a catcher,
Yes.
most home runs as a Mariner, passing Ken Griffey Jr.
Passing-
He had done that.
Most home runs as a switch hitter,
Yeah.
passing Mickey Mantle.
Yep.
Well,
And-
also playing really good defense at catcher.
And like he's got a non-zero chance of hitting 60.
Yeah.
And I think that it's one of those things where Cal Raleigh has got my vote for MVP. Not that I'm allowed to have one, but
Because they give it to people who don't watch baseball, not those who do.
if he hits 60 home runs, if his home run total starts with a 6, I see no possible way that the votes don't go his way.
Even if it doesn't start with a 6, he should win it, though. Like,
It's actually an interesting point that you bring up because we're going to talk about best closers of all time. And when we talk about that, we're going to talk about the only unanimous first ballot Hall of Famer.
only unanimous any ballot. but-
Yeah, that's the thing. And so when you tell me it's impossible for baseball writers to do something stupid, I point to who we're going to talk about here in a minute.
Oh, well, he is not going to be unanimous MVP.
Should be.
Neither Judge nor Raleigh will be unanimous. MVP.
I agree that that unanimous is a stretch.
Maybe, but it
Judge
should
deserves
it
recognition
shouldn't
for
be
having
close.
another incredible season, but
Shouldn't be close.
especially in baseball. History should have some weight, and when
Yep.
you have and I know that it shouldn't make a difference that Aaron Judge has already won a couple MVPs, but when you've got a guy who's won multiple, and then you've got a guy who's setting history, like it's not like Aaron Judge is having some out of this world year that he may never have again, and this is his only chance or
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that. And unfortunately,
So you're thinking like voter fatigue.
the human condition is part of it. That like, I'm not gonna look at this, and if Aaron Judge doesn't win it, go, oh my god, I can't believe they snubbed Aaron Judge. He's never gonna get a chance to win an MVP. No, he's already won 2. He'll probably win some more. What Cal Raleigh is doing is historic. He should absolutely get the recognition for the absolute wild history that he's putting together.
See, I
this year.
will think that, not necessarily that he won't have a chance for another one, but I will think he got snubbed if Cal Raleigh doesn't win MVP. I will think that.
I mean, it's true. Like, there is no question in my mind that this is going to be the best season of Cal Raleigh's career.
I would imagine so.
And
yeah.
if this doesn't get it done, if a catcher hitting almost 60 or over 60 home runs isn't worthy of an MVP, it's a question of
Right.
what more do I have to do?
Right. So
and then the other question is, if Aaron Judge played for the A's or the Orioles,
He wouldn't win it.
yeah.
He wouldn't win it.
Does that New York bias also seep in a little bit here too?
It does.
And that's not discrediting Aaron Judge. He may end up being the greatest hitter of this generation.
I mean, I feel like we're dogging Aaron Judge right now.
That's what I'm saying.
I am.
He is leading the league in average.
Yeah,
he's leading the league in
Couldn't hold on to 400. The loser.
He couldn't hold on to a fly ball in Game 5. Either.
Yeah, I mean,
he has no elbow left, so cook him.
He's leading the league in all three triple slash categories: average, on base, and slug. And I mean, that's definitely worthwhile.
He's incredible, and like I said, he's probably going to end up, unfortunately, because of the injuries to Mike Trout that has derailed his last several years. Yeah. Aaron Judge has a really good chance at being the best hitter of this generation when it's all said and done.
Probably.
However, historic years need to be recognized.
For sure.
I know that we're a baseball podcast, and this is going to be a little out of left field, no pun intended for us. But like we just saw that in the WNBA. Here we had Nafisa Collier lose the MVP, even though she went 50-40-90, 50 from 2, 40% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. Second time ever in the history of the WNBA. And lost the MVP to somebody that had a slight statistical advantage in a bunch of things. And I just think when you have history like that, it should not go unrecognized.
So you're saying that if Aaron Judge played in the WNBA, he'd be the MVP?
No, he'd be cut from the league because I don't trust him to shoot a basketball.
Power Raleigh has 2 more stolen bases than Aaron Judge.
Oh, that's slow. That's slow, man.
Speaking of stolen bases,
he's dragging that wagon, man.
I want to talk about one of my favorite players. I'm so glad I'm so glad that I'm able to root for him now that he's no longer a Cleveland Guardian. And that's Josh Naylor.
Oh, I thought you were going Juan Soto.
No. He
big man scoop.
He hit a home run a couple of days ago, which put him on 20 for the year between the Mariners as well as the Diamondbacks. And he already had 28 stolen bases in the bag. So he has a 2020 season. And he also, I think, yesterday had a bunt single. It was fantastic.
Doesn't he have like 0 speed on Baseball Savant?
Yes.
On
MLB The Show, they put out a card. I think I talked about this last time.
Like a person walking.
They put out a Diamond Dynasty card, and he's got like 30 speed and 99 steal.
That's pretty good.
I feel like it must just be one of those things where pitchers look at him, his, just absolute like pony keg of a body sitting there on first base and being like, he's got no chance of going. I'm not going to watch that guy.
I think it's similar to how Juan Soto all of a sudden stole 30 bases this year, is that they're getting a whole lot of that running jump going, where pitchers, just are more focused on throwing strikes. There's less, emphasis on controlling the run game and more just throwing strikes and getting the batters out. The pitchers aren't looking as much, and they're getting huge jumps.
We are giving Josh Naylor short shrift on his sprint speed on Savant. It's not 0.
Especially a thick fellow like that.
It's 2. It's 2.
He can legally move. By the medical definition, he is movable.
Now, I think that we really need to see where Giancarlo Stanton is at.
Because I feel negative like 10.
If he's 0, he's got to be 0. No, he's at 1%.
Oh, okay.
So
Naylor's
twice as low.
Who's slower than Stanton?
Blow out my eardrums.
I'm sorry, that was just I've seen Stanton run, and
Dante Bichette.
No, my friend who has a 2-year-old. I've seen that 2-year-old run across the yard faster than
those
Stanton.
Toddlers
moves.
can scoot.
Hey man,
yeah.
Shout out Dez.
Yeah, he's actually got knees.
Well, I think we're all pretty close to agreement on what we expect the playoffs to look like. But just for a quick recap, if the playoffs started today, we have the Guardians at the Tigers. If it started today, who do you got? At the Tigers.
At the Tigers.
I do want to remind everybody that Cleveland just swept Detroit in Detroit a week ago.
It's not your turn to talk.
Honestly, if that happens, I've got Cleveland.
Okay, Josh?
Yeah, like I just said, the Guardians
This
swept
is when
the
you talk.
Tigers in Detroit a week ago. Unless the Tigers go and beat up on Cleveland in this series, Tuesday through Thursday will make the difference in what my actual
That's
opinion
not
is.
the
out here.
question.
Right now. Right now.
Right now, Tigers don't win a series.
Nelson?
Tigers.
I'm going Tigers. Next is the Red Sox at the Yankees. Tyler, who you got?
Yankees.
I think the Yankees are just going to slug their way through at least one round.
And also, they've got good pitching.
Yeah. Max Fried has had a phenomenal year. That's
I'm
not a
still
bad guy.
so mad he left.
In a 3-game series, you've got Fried, Rodon, and Heel that will all be lined up, and I like that a lot
Heel
more.
or the heel? Like in pro
Heel.
wrestling?
Achilles.
Okay.
As long as Anthony Volpe doesn't have to field too many grounders, I think they're in good shape.
He's
to
playing
win at
shortstop,
least
so it's unclear. Who you got, Nels?
Red Sox. Yankees will piss it away.
I'm thinking the Red Sox too. Red Sox too for me. All right, in the National League, we have the Reds at the Dodgers. Tyler?
Dodgers.
I dogged you for your Reds pick earlier. I gave you credit for the Reds pick now, and I think I'm hopping on the wagon. The Dodgers just have so many injuries. I mean, the Dodgers still have plenty of talent
For sure.
to win everything.
Yep.
Still
Could win the whole thing.
but the Reds are playing real good ball. The Dodgers are literally limping.
Yep.
I would put some money on the Reds.
Okay.
Sadly, the Dodgers. I think the Reds would shrink in the spotlight.
That's very possible.
In a very short wild card series.
But
I would
also,
take
but
the-
also having Hunter Green starting game 1-2 is a huge plus.
See, there's my thing. I think Reds would take game 1. Yeah. I think they lose the next 2. I'm going to go to the Dodgers. And lastly, we have the Padres being hosted by the Cubs.
Padres.
Wow.
Yeah, so I have significant concerns about the Cubs' health
Okay.
between Tucker and Suzuki.
Okay.
And with Crow Armstrong sort of having tapered off so significantly, the offensive force that the Cubs were at the beginning of the season, they're a shadow of their former self.
True.
I don't believe in their starting pitching or their bullpen as much as I believe in the starting pitching and the bullpen of the Padres.
Okay.
The Padres aren't going to slug. Oh, fun fact. I didn't.
Tyler's Bettorama.
I did not pull together any Tyler's Bettoramas for this week. However, I did take the time to research and just do a quick check on Padres versus Shohei Soto and Schwarber home runs over the past 2 weeks. The Padres are currently leading 15 home runs to 13 from those 3 players. So
Wow.
they've actually started to hit a little bit.
Okay.
That's mostly, that's been spread out a little bit. But yeah, like the Padres are finally starting to bop, and that is going pretty well.
Josh?
I wouldn't be surprised to see the Padres win, but I'm picking the Cubs. My boy Jake was gracious enough to come on the podcast.
It was.
I think the Padres are a very good team. I don't trust them. Go Cubs, go.
I agree. Padres are one of those teams that finds a way to lose. Cubs.
Yep. I agree. Cubs. All right, kids. Let's talk about the best closers of all time. This is going to be... Oh, sorry.
Nels has an announcement.
Sorry.
I don't have the announcement.
Well, no.
Anthony Rizzo had the announcement, and we need to talk about it.
Anthony Rizzo had himself a fun day at Wrigley.
He really did.
He doesn't know all of the players, but he can sure have fun at the ballpark.
Yes.
Is he not one of the most likable
He really
players
is.
out there?
He really is.
Yeah, Anthony
Or-
Rizzo has officially called it a career. 3-time All-Star, 4-time Gold Glover, including a Platinum Glove, Silver Slugger, and of course was instrumental in the Cubs finally winning a World Series in 2016.
Will never buy a beer in Chicago
Beer,
again.
dinner, he probably gets free rent if he wants. I'm sure he'll make a mayor if he ran for it.
Free rent.
Which I will say, for all the players out there, if anybody stumbles upon this podcast, Detroit will treat you like that too if you win a World Series. So come here and become a god like Anthony Rizzo is in Chicago.
Don't come to the podcast. We will not pay for anything.
And if you want another little Padres versus Cubs action, Rizzo actually started his career with the Padres.
Yeah,
And
oft forgotten.
Yeah, and then immediately
And he
went
went
to
to
the
a
Cubs.
better
He
team.
did. Also had a little bit of a nice little run with the Yankees there at the end, but he'll be a Cub for life. He retired as a Cub. Probably not good enough to get into the Hall of Fame.
No,
Definitely Hall of Very
For
Good.
sure. Definitely.
I agree.
The absolute definition of Hall of Very Good.
Yeah.
Very
Put together
solid player.
Which
very
means-
nice career.
Which means he'll get into the Hall of Fame.
no.
Very fun player. Led the league in getting hit by pitches because he just loved crowding that plate. Dared you to throw inside, and he would.
Go for it, man.
He'd make
Yeah.
it. He'd make it hurt if he did. So.
And he had one of the best. It was him, right? That had the mic'd up clip when he got Freddie Freeman in the rundown. He was
Yes.
like, Frederick!
Yes.
So hopefully he finds something to do in the game of baseball, post retirement.
Yeah.
He's a good guy to have around. So we salute you, sir.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. Now.
And there was also a very notable retirement announcement, but we will hold off on that until his career is officially done.
Which hopefully.
after the wild card round.
Hopefully it will be in the wild card round against the Reds. All right, kids. Let's move into the greatest closers of all time.
Should we just start from the top rope?
I was going to say, the fun thing about this position is for us, there's really only one right answer.
Yeah, so we say that
So
for
we can blast through the other three because it doesn't really matter. We had to pick three others.
Well, I say we start from the top, and then we give him as much time and as many flowers as it takes, and then we'll go through everybody else.
You want to start from the top?
Start from the top.
Okay. Well, then
All
Nelson.
Yep, I got the best closer of all time, per my opinion of who got to
Per
first.
Everyone's
every
opinion.
baseball
Yes.
opinion.
Hall of Famer, 13-time All-Star, 5-time World Series champion, World Series MVP, ALCS MVP, All-Star MVP.
Anthony Volpe.
The last guy post Jackie Robinson retirement to wear the number 42.
Yep.
All-time leader in saves
Anthony Volpe.
with 652. Mariano Rivera.
Enter Sandman.
Yes, also one of the greatest entrances ever. That was
Yep.
well done picking that as an entrance song.
My favorite Mo stat is that, and this is a guy who was in the playoffs a lot. More men have walked on the moon than scored off of Mariano Rivera in the playoffs.
Yep.
And this is not a guy that pitched 3 innings in the playoffs.
No, we can get to his playoffs stats in a second. But he holds 3 major league records. We already said saves. Also, most games finished. 952 games finished. And he owns the best ERA plus in Major League history. As we mentioned, that was in a previous podcast. If you compare him to other pitchers, 100 being the baseline, anything above 100, you're that much percentage better. So being 205, he's 105% better than any other pitcher, or the average pitcher in Major League history. Dude was good.
Yeah.
Most known for his cutter, which just bored right in on lefties away from righties. Probably owns the most broken bats as well, I'd imagine. I don't know if they have a stat on that, but I wouldn't be surprised.
All I know, I forget which team it was.
The Tigers.
The Tigers, yeah. As Mariano
Yes.
Rivera went around his retirement tour, and everyone gave him a gift. The Tigers gave him a rocking chair made out of broken bats that were subject of his cutter.
Yeah,
coming in
I'm
on
pretty
righties.
sure it was the Tigers.
If we want to look, let me pull up
It was the Tigers.
Yeah, we're going to go with it, even if it's not true. I thought it was, but
There's no argument. He's the best.
So
no.
There's no Mark Grace to Mariano Rivera. There just isn't.
So you're saying
I
someone
disagree.
above Mariano Rivera, like Mark Grace is to everyone else.
I actually think that Tyler signed up for the Mark Grace to Mariano Rivera
I did,
for
yeah.
this time, actually.
So Rivera pitched 141 innings in the playoffs, which is about 2 extra seasons worth of relief. Where am I at? I can't see.
Where are you at?
0.7.
Check your glasses, old man.
0.7 ERA in the playoffs. The playoffs.
Playoffs?
Over 96 games.
Second Jim Mora reference on a
Yeah.
baseball podcast.
And a 0.75 whip. I mean, just insane. This is against the best team of that year.
Are the best teams usually in the playoffs, Nels?
Well, usually.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
That's the
because
rumor.
Cleveland keeps getting in.
Mariano Rivera was not padding his stats against Cleveland.
He only had one loss, which came
One loss. Wow.
That was in 2001 when the Diamondbacks pulled off their miracle.
Yep, Luis
Gonzalez, yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
He beat the cutter. So, other than that, dude was about as rock solid as you can get.
Can't
And-
get any better.
No. So, anything else? Anybody else have anything on Rivera? I don't think we can.
He's
Give him
better.
any more flowers.
He's better than my pick.
I will use one stat to segue into my pick.
Okay, go for it.
So Mariano Rivera, amongst closers with more than 250 saves, owns the highest percentage of save chances converted. So 89.1% of the time, when Mariano Rivera got on the bump for the save opportunity, he
saves.
closed out that game and took himself a save.
Yeah.
So he didn't just pile up numbers. Those numbers came at a very efficient rate.
Yes, exactly. He wasn't just pure volume. He was dominant.
So how does that morph into your pick?
Well, my pick, Joe Nathan, has the same percentage of converted save opportunities.
Oh,
89.1%.
snap!
So Joe Nathan certainly played.
Giants legend.
Yeah, I was going to say, it was probably a lot higher before he played for the Tigers.
Yes, so Joe Nathan, one of the fun things is what I want from a closer is I want a power pitcher. I want someone who's a little kooky. I want someone, and this is kind of weird, like, because Mario Rivera is not that. I want someone who's kind of well-traveled. I want a gun for hire for my closer who's going to bop around from team to team, going where the cities need him in order to win playoff games and
He's like
take a
Batman.
challenge.
I'll be the hero you need.
Exactly. Exactly. So
Not the one that you deserve.
Joe Nathan is, of course, my homer pick because he came over to the Twins in one of the best trades of all time. The Twins gave up 1 year of A.J. Persinski and got back Joe Nathan, Francisco Liriano, and one of the best names of all time, Boof Bonzer.
Yeah.
AJ Przinsky, 2005 White Sox legend.
Yes.
Not 2004 Giants legend, though. I can tell you that.
No.
Joe Nathan was a ineffective starter with the Giants, and he didn't get to be a converted closer until the age of 29. But he did then spend the next 14 years as a closer within the big leagues. He has got the 9th most saves of all time at 377. And he has got a win percentage of .653, which is highest amongst closers with 250 saves or more.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good.
If you can win
Wow.
over
You know it's good
65,
because Ben didn't even ask if that was good.
65% of your games, you're doing pretty good.
Well, that means he's holding down a lot of tied games, and then the team, it's
Exactly,
giving
yeah.
his team a chance to
He's
win.
giving his team a chance to win. His career batting average against is .206, also very good. And, the thing that I love about Joe Nathan is how weird he was because he was sweaty and just twitchy. It's like
Sweaty.
he was covered with itching powder, and he was never quite comfortable, but he would blow past high 90s sliders, or high 90s fastballs, and mid 90s sliders past you.
I 100% agree. You need your closer to be a little bit weird.
Yeah, it's a crazy position.
It is.
I
There's
really-
a lot of pressure on it. You have to be a little insane.
And that's a great segue to my pick.
Not on the list, but the Giants have two all-time great weird closers in Sergio Romo and Brian Wilson.
Yes,
Not weirder than my pick.
Oh,
Your guys
Well,
weird
weirder.
For
Yeah.
weird different reasons.
Well, those ones didn't abuse anybody.
Well, we don't know that she filed charges. So my pick is Aroldis Chapman. This dude is insane. He has been
literally insane.
literally insane. He was on an Instagram live less than a year ago, fondling his mother's
No, that
breasts.
was well over a year ago.
It was last season.
Was it? No,
Yeah, it was last.
It was definitely.
I think it was
longer.
last season. Fondling his mother's breasts.
That was weird. As
I don't know why. We never really got an explanation as to why he was doing it, but the dude can pitch. Career 59 wins, 48 losses, a career ERA of 2.53, 366 saves, and he's what, 41 now? 40?
Oh, he's not that old yet.
He's like 38,
Yeah,
37.
late 30s.
Is he not older than I am?
No.
Oh, I thought he was in his 40s. My bad, Araldus. Please don't fondle
He's
my breasts.
37 years old.
No, please don't fondle my breasts. He still is throwing over 100 at 37. He's with the Red Sox now, right?
Red Sox now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's not with the Red Sox. He's carrying the back end of the Red Sox.
Which is an interesting segue to Josh's pick for best closer of all time when we talk about the Red Sox. Because yours used to pitch for the Red Sox
for 2
He did.
2 years.
for 2 years. Araldus has only been there for a year. So.
Yeah, but Araldus is having a much better.
So
year,
it's, the thing of the fact of the matter is
there is.
there's no one that will compete with Mariano. So we're picking 3 of the next greatest. Araldus is great. He helped to Jake's point in 2016. He helped the Cubs win the World Series
Well,
for
he
the first
almost
time.
blew
And
that, actually.
he did almost, but he didn't completely.
How do you give up a home run to Rajay Davis?
Hey man,
as a Tigers fan who had Rajay Davis before that, agreed.
but it didn't.
No,
It didn't hurt him.
No.
Didn't hurt him. I think the rain delay helped him.
It made for more excitement.
The rain delay may have been a conspiracy theory that we can touch
He also
on
gave
in
up
the
a walk-off to Jose Altuve.
guys. Can I get through my sentences without
He
you
got trash
interrupting me?
can banged though.
Just real quick, can I say what I want to say?
Yeah, finish up.
Fine.
You've been
So
talking too long.
talking for 8 seconds. We can probably look into some baseball conspiracies in the off season before the World Baseball Classic starts, because I know a lot of people in Ohio think that there is a conspiracy when it comes to that rain delay.
Aroldis Chapman is also kind of a hired gun. So you've got
He's a mercenary.
Reds, Cubs, Red Sox, Yankees.
Yep.
Like I say, going to the cities that need him.
Also Royals in Texas.
Oh yeah, Royals and Texans. I forgot all
Pittsburgh.
about that.
Somehow.
Oh yeah, Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh
you're right.
thought they were going to win games and needed a closer. So.
Suck it, Rangers. Told you 2 weeks ago. Suck it.
Aroldis Chapman also will strike out about a third of the batters that he faces, which is just phenomenal.
Sorry, I was looking at his Pittsburgh stats. 61 innings pitched, which is in line with what he's done, and 14 saves for the Pirates. Because, the Pirates.
My goodness.
So, Araldus, you're great, but man, are you weird.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll move on.
There's nothing more to say. You
Yeah.
weird man.
All right, so I'm going to shout out a pitcher that none of us chose to talk about, who I think is very clearly the second best closer of all time, but we all decided to talk about somebody a little bit that had something a little bit more fun and quirky about them. Trevor Hoffman deserves absolutely to be in the conversation for greatest. I think that he was pretty much unanimously the greatest closer of all time until Mariano Rivera passed him. But none of us chose to talk about him because
I can attest as him being in the Padre forever that he had his changeup was nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
He just pitched for the Savannah Bananas.
Did he really?
Yeah, they brought him out to his closer music and everything and came and pitched for the Bananas, which was
All
fun.
right, real quick. I know I'm stepping on you, and I'm sorry. The Savannah Bananas are not baseball, and this is terrible.
Ben,
Stop
it's
it.
an entertainment.
Stop.
It's an entertainment, people, and let people have
This
fun.
feels like
Stop.
a December podcast.
Sometimes people want to go to the ballpark and have fun.
It's the
Ben.
Globetrotters
Yeah, I love
of
going to watch the
baseball.
Harlem Globetrotters, and maybe the Washington Generals will win tonight. Oh, wait, it's not going to happen? Oh, no.
All right, Ben is a curmudgeon that doesn't enjoy fun and letting families have a nice night out.
Hey, a
But-
family can go to a Twins game for $8 right now.
Yeah, I said that they want to have fun.
Fair.
So anyway, but the closer that I want to talk about is Kenley Jansen. So for backing up Kenley Jansen as one of the greatest closers of all time, he is currently 4th all time in saves, and he is only 5 behind Lee Smith for 2nd, behind Trevor Hoffman and Mariano Rivera. Assuming he pitches another year, he should get there. He has 27 saves this year for the Angels of all teams. Still has an ERA of 2.68, so he's still effective and racking up some saves. So assuming he plays in his age 38 season, he will jump into third all-time in career saves.
And if you've never watched his delivery, go watch some Kenley Jansen highlights.
Would you say it's a little weird?
It's a little odd.
But not as weird as the guy right behind him in saves, also active, Craig Kimbrell, with his little bird claw.
And everyone makes fun of that, and they should, because it's stupid. Kenley Jansen's at least...
Closers have to be crazy.
But Kenley Jansen's movement at least fits into the pitching motion, where it's like he stretches the ball as far back as it possibly can go before he throws it.
I thought we were talking about like his little twitch thing when he's getting ready to sit.
Well,
that's weird as well.
That's also weird, but it's not as weird as Craig Kimbrell.
Did we not just talk about how we want our closers to be psychos?
Yes,
I want them to be crazy, but you also have to be good.
And Kenley Jansen is good.
And Craig Kimbrell is good.
Craig Kimbrell used to be good.
Craig Kimbrell is
not good this year.
Good.
Not good this year.
Ben's a hater for anybody that ever played for his team.
Another person who is weird, who was also a potential
Kimbrell's
pick of
got a
mine.
2.45 ERA. Well,
Jonathan Papelbon is weird.
Oh,
and a jerk. So,
Jonathan Papelbon's a straight up piece of crap.
Yes,
but
sponsor the podcast.
So getting back to my
Tyler's Betorama.
Getting back to my pick of Kenley Jansen.
Sorry.
So the fun thing about him, which is the reason I wanted to talk about him, and I didn't end up talking about Trevor Hoffman, who deserved the recognition, is that Kenley Jansen had a fun path to closer. He actually originally was brought into the Dodgers organization as a catcher. And then they ended up moving him to pitching. And it's one of the rare, you see a lot of guys that go from a hitter to a pitcher to try to like revitalize their career, and it almost never works out.
Nope.
And this was as a young guy, and they went, look, kid, you're not going to cut it as a catcher, but you've got a cannon for an arm. Let's see how you do on the mound. And he turned into one of the greatest closers of all time. He does have a career batting average of .333 as
that's
a
pretty
hitter.
good.
Yeah, for a closer, the fact that he's ever hit is impressive.
Save that one for the immaculate grid.
Yeah.
Does that also speak to his inability to close out games in the top half of the ninth?
Not necessarily, because when you are the road team and you're in the ninth and it's a tie game, a lot of times you throw your closer out there.
Used to be that case, not anymore.
Well, he started his career in 2010.
I know.
He's been around a long time.
I'm
pitchers haven't hit in a long time.
Raising a question.
No, it's actually speaks more to the fact that they trust him to come in the ninth and then also stay in for the 10th because they don't want to take him out from the batter's box for a better hitter because they want him to pitch again in the next inning. So, Kenley Jansen, fun path to being one of the greatest closers of all time. Very unconventional, both in his delivery and in his path. Will end up next year. He'll find somewhere to be, get 5 more saves, become third all-time in saves. Sorry, Nels. I know it was a long-time Dodger, and you hate him for that. I understand, but
never molested his mother that we know of.
That we know of. And then, we can move on to wrap things up now.
Yeah, hey, let's move into Ballpark Brews, kids.
Before we do that, can I give a shout out to the second best mustache in all
Yes,
Oakland
absolutely.
athletics
Go for
history?
it. Go for it.
Dennis Eckersley.
Yeah.
I really feel like is the person who defined the closer position as a specialist.
Sure.
He started his first half of his career a good long while, about 10 years as a starter.
A good starter.
A good starter. Yeah. Before being converted into the bullpen. And
you guys really need to stop pissing on my trivia. Literally, stop pissing on my trivia.
Well, if you give us the questions...
No!
Here's the thing. It's your own fault for having a podcast with 3 dudes that just know ball.
Yeah. Sorry for knowing ball. But yeah, he was 3 wins shy of 200 wins and... Well, I would say 200 saves. He had 390 saves and 197 wins. Which
and
John
even
Smoltz
100 complete games.
Yeah, and John Smoltz gets a lot of credit because he is the only pitcher with 150, one of 2 pitchers with 150 and 150. The only with 200 wins and 150 saves.
Oh, all right,
which was probably the trivia question, too.
And Eckersley also won an MVP.
He did.
In 1991.
Why are you the way that you are? Why are you the way that you are?
Hey, Willie Hernandez in '84 also won an MVP.
It's not the question. It's not the question.
Well, I just didn't know if that was going to come up too.
Jeez. All right. This is why we can't have nice things.
Are we also
No, that's
talking
why
about
you can't have
the
nice things.
first best mustache of all of
It was actually just.
Raleigh fingers.
It's just
Raleigh
actually
fingers?
just.
Yeah.
It was the second best mustache in baseball closer history. It's so stupid. All right, kids, let's move on to Ballpark Brews because
yeah,
we talked too long tonight.
Let's wrap this up. Give me a bottle opener.
I got it.
Clank.
I only have one hand.
Why?
Unfortunate.
It's usually how
Why?
I,
the
Mordecai,
other
three
one.
finger bro.
how I
You
live
should,
with
get
things.
you should get one of those hooks for the other hand.
I should, but I.
All right, Ben. Do you want to introduce the beer?
Yeah, I'd love to. So what we're having today is New Glarus Brewing Company's Spotted Cow. This is from. It's not Is it Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is Milwaukee. I
Yeah,
was
New
in
Glarus. From New
Milwaukee last weekend with my dad to go to a couple Brewers games. Shout out to American Family Field. That place is super cool. If you haven't been there, please make a trip to Milwaukee. Super, super nice stadium. Super nice fans. We had a blast. Got to see 2 Brewers wins, one in dominating fashion and one in the 10th inning Friday and Saturday. So please make it out there if you can. But guys, let's take a sip. I'll give it a start. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Alex. He's the first person who introduced me to New Glarus. And I love this beer. There is a raspberry one they also make, which is disgusting, in my opinion. So no one come for me in the comments or the emails. The raspberry one's disgusting. This one, however, is it's an incredibly easy drinking beer, especially in Wisconsin. You're sitting out when the roof's open, you're watching baseball, the stars are out. This is a phenomenal beer. To me, this is an upper decker 2, maybe 3 run home run. I really, really love Spotted Cow.
So, I believe Fun fact about New Glarus is it exclusively is available in Wisconsin. On their caps, they formerly, I was checking here, they don't have it any longer. They used to have the statement of "Drink Indigenous" on their caps, and they've got very simple and humble graphics. But
The cow looks like it's pooping out Wisconsin. It's fun.
Which makes sense because Wisconsin is poop.
and
Minnesota to Wisconsin fighting words.
it's a nice wheat ale. It's not too much. It's just right. I used to enjoy this thoroughly, and it's slightly diminished me just because I don't know why I've not liked wheat ales as much as I formerly did. But this is still a home run of a beer.
Yeah, so I will also give a shout out to somebody that you know as well, Ben. Steven.
Hey!
So he's from the Milwaukee area. He was the one that introduced me to this about 4 years ago. Every time he'd go home and visit his family, he would come back with a case of Spotted Cow. And we would hang out, usually watch some football, and drink the Spotted Cow. It is a very solid beer. It is a very drinkable beer. It is not super heavy, but it still has a good amount of flavor. It's not too hoppy. It's not too anything. It's really kind of a good blend of all things that are good about beer if you like beers.
It's kind of the Goldilocks of beers.
Yeah, it is. It is very good. It is definitely not my favorite beer of all time by any means, but it is a very solid beer. And I will never go, if somebody says, "Hey, you want a Spotted Cow?" I never go, "You got anything else?" Very good beer. I'd give it a 2-run homer. Late inning 2-run homer.
According to the label here, it adheres to the Reinheitsgebot purity law, using only 4 hand-selected all-natural ingredients: yeast, hops, water, and malted barley.
Hand-selected
Which
water.
which 4 hands?
Yes,
Hand-selected water.
4 hands selected. I'm gonna switch it up just because we're doing closers. I'm gonna give this an Aroldis Chapman. It is a very solid closer that you're happy to have on your team. Maybe he won't be on your team every time, but when he's on your team and you need to end the night, this is the beer that you want.
Fair enough. I don't know how to equate beer to a closer because we haven't done that yet.
I
But
just did very eloquently.
it's a super eloquent way to do it.
Nels is the best.
Thank you, Nels.
You have a way with words.
Way with beer.
All right, kids, let's move into trivia to end this episode
Is
out.
it Dennis Eckersley winning the MVP in 1991?
Shut up.
Is it mustache based?
All right, who are we starting with this week?
Oh, let's go with Nell since he's ruined half the trivia.
All right, well, good, because you ain't getting the Dennis Eckersley question. Oh, you might actually. I don't know. All right, first question. Nelson, before the modern-day closer role was established, what were pitchers who were brought in for late-game situations known as? There's two answers. I'll accept either one.
The finisher.
You're not far.
A relief pitcher.
No.
The ender.
No. Quote, firemen or stoppers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, we have those.
Oh, yeah. We all knew that. All right, question two,
so
Josh.
That's why Billy Wagner famously has a card of him in fireman's gear.
It's also somebody that I had a card of as a kid who may show up later. All right, Yeshua.
Billy Wagner's coming on the show?
He is. Welcome,
yeah.
welcome, Billy. We're going to call you right now.
Welcome, man. I've been using your card in MLB The Show. Lights out. Love you, buddy.
All right, Josh.
How come you pick Billy Wagner?
That's a good question.
We'll do it next episode for second
Because
best
Joe
closers
Nathan
of all time.
exists?
What nickname was given to former MLB closer Al Hrabosky, who was known for his elaborate, intimidating routine on the mound?
This is going to be one of those where I know I've heard this before, and when somebody says it, I'm going to be like, dang it, I knew that.
I'm
but
gonna put it out
off the
there.
top of my head.
Alan would know it.
Yeah. Oh, I guarantee you he would. And it's one of those that when I hear it, I'm gonna be like, I knew that.
Jake
one, but
Jake and Rob would know it too.
I doubt it.
No, they might not.
Was it the Mad Hungarian?
Ding ding.
Ah.
Ding ding. All right, Nels. I don't want to give you this question, but
Oh,
I
but
have
it's my
to.
turn.
Who is the only other closer other than Mariano Rivera to record at least 600 saves?
Well, Trevor Hoffman.
Yep.
I didn't have to ask that. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that would be a little harder with the way that I worded it, but clearly not the
We
case.
literally
I know.
closers for this
I know.
episode. Why would
I'm
we not-
aware, but no one picked Trevor Hoffman, so I thought I could trip you up.
But unlike against Mariano Rivera or Trevor Hoffman, we're scoring runs off of Ben.
All right, Yeshua. Which Hall of Fame closer was a successful starting pitcher in his 20s before converting to a closer in his 30s and winning both the Cy Young and MVP awards in the same season?
This is a really tough one.
I know. It's almost like we talked about it
I
5 minutes ago.
I feel like this is the kind of guy that would have really good facial hair.
like a
nice mustache.
mustache.
Not Raleigh Fingers-esque, but a
No.
little bit thicker.
Steve Bedrosian.
Yeah, I feel like it's one of those kind of guys. I feel like he probably pitched in Oakland because they've always got those kind of crazy dudes. I'm gonna go with Dennis Eckersley here.
Ding, ding, ding. And this is also the guy that I had the baseball card of as a kid who had a fire truck on his card.
Nice.
All right, Tyler, you ready for the last one?
I think so.
Who set the single season saves record with 62 in 2008?
Eric Gagne?
No.
I know the answer
It's
to
not
this
your
one.
turn. Nels.
Francisco Rodriguez.
Incorrect. Josh.
No, it was. K-Rod.
It was not.
Maybe not.
Who's the answer then? If
Who's
it's
your
not
guess?
K-Rod. Francisco Rodriguez.
We need to double check real quick.
Yeah.
If you both agree with that,
Former Tiger, Francisco Rodriguez.
hold on. We may cut this out.
Eric Gagne is also a closer who was...
Hold on.
Well, mostly he was on steroids, but he was also a little bit crazy. And
Oh, just kidding. I read that wrong. I read the answer to the next question. Yep, I'm an idiot. Nels, you win.
hey! Nels is the best.
All right, kids. Well, that wraps up episode 15 for baseball talk. But
Wait, I thought there was another question. You just said there's...
no, that was 5. That was 5.
He messed it up.
Yeah, I messed it up. My bad.
Okay.
But we do have a special
You
announcement.
blew the save.
I did. I'm not a closer.
Ooh.
We do have a special announcement to make.
Oh.
The next time that we record, Josh will be a married man.
Hey!
Hey, cheers, fella.
Huzzah, my last podcast as a legally single individual. Next time you hear from me, I will be filing taxes jointly.
Yeah.
How does that change the podcast? That's my question.
It doesn't, but
Oh,
we actually may not have Josh on the next episode, just based on his ability to sleep and or get up in time.
It's scheduled to be like 3 days after his wedding. So.
Yeah,
Two.
Two.
Well, whatever. Yeah. I forget you're doing two things.
The Monday after the Saturday wedding. So we'll see.
The
So
Saturday wedding.
early congratulations to Josh. Early congratulations
Thank
to
you.
his fiance. We are looking forward to attending your wedding and being a part of it. And everybody who listens, send your good wishes, send your good tidings, send your advice for marriage
And money.
and money.
Yeah.
And money.
I don't need your advice. Just
Put your
request to
put
do
your
a
put your
live-
put your Venmo out
Our
there.
request to do a live podcast at the wedding was sadly denied.
Oh, did we ask for that?
No, we were just going to do it. But
I mean, you can, but it's going to be loud in there.
We can just hide in a closet and record.
I'm all right with that. Put your Venmo out there if you want in the comments, Josh. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Play the game. Love the game.
And thank you to all of our guests today, too.
Absolutely. Thank you to Alan and Jake and Rob. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your ability to share some insight that we don't have. And we're looking forward to the next week and seeing what happens in the divisional and wild card races. And we'll talk to you in a few weeks.
Playoffs?